Hello, English learners. Welcome back to the English Insight Podcast. This is Sarah, and today we're doing something a little different, something very practical, and something you can use immediately in real life. In this video, you haven't just listened to English, you've actually learned how to talk about your weekend naturally, confidently, and correctly using the present perfect tense. And here's the secret. You've probably used the present perfect before, without even realizing it.
Yeah, and by the end of this conversation, you've understood when to use it, why native speakers love it, and how it makes your English sound more natural.
So stay with us, listen carefully, and if you want to finally stop guessing and start speaking, like this video, subscribe to English Insight Podcast, and let's jump into the conversation together.
Sarah, let me start with a simple question. How has your weekend been?
Oh, it's been interesting actually. I've had a very quiet weekend, but I've enjoyed it a lot.
See, that sentence right there is gold for learners. You've said, I've had, and I've enjoyed, and that's the present perfect in real life.
Exactly, because I'm talking about my experience up to now, not a finished time like yesterday or last Saturday. The weekend isn't just one moment. It's an experience that has continued until now.
So let me try. My weekend has been busy. I've worked on a project, I've met a friend, and I've barely rested.
That sounds very realistic. And notice something important. Daniel hasn't said when exactly these things happened. That's why we use the present perfect.
Right, because the focus is on the result and the experience, not the exact time.
Perfectly said. Daniel, what's one thing you've done this weekend that made you feel good?
I've taken a long walk, and I've cleared my mind a little. I've realized how much I needed that break.
That's a beautiful example, because you've connected an action in the past with a feeling now. And that connection is exactly why the present perfect exists.
Let's help our listeners use this in their own lives. If you're watching this, ask yourself quietly, how has your weekend been? You can say, it's been relaxing, or it's been stressful, or it's been productive.
Yes, and then add details using I've plus past participle. I've watched a movie. I've studied English. I've spent time with my family. Simple, natural, and real.
Sarah, what if someone asks, what have you done this weekend?
That's a perfect present perfect question. You can answer, I've done a few things, and then continue naturally. No pressure, no long stories, just clear communication.
I love how human this sounds.
And here's something very important for learners. You don't need fancy vocabulary to sound fluent. You need the right structure.
And the present perfect is one of the most useful structures for daily conversations.
Especially when talking about your weekend, your experiences, and your life up to now.
And we're not finished yet, because next, we're going to go deeper into how questions, short answers, and natural follow-ups work with the present perfect, all inside the same conversation.
So stay with us, relax, and keep listening, because everything from here will make your English feel easier, smoother, and more confident.
I said earlier that we would go deeper, and this is where things start to feel really natural. Because now, we're not studying grammar, we're using it the way real people do.
Exactly. And if you're still listening, you're doing great, because this part helps you turn the present perfect into a habit, not a rule you have to remember.
Sarah, let me ask you another question. Have you talked to anyone interesting this weekend?
Yes, I have, actually. I've had a long conversation with an old friend, and it's reminded me how important connection is.
That's another perfect example. I've had, and it's reminded me, all connected to now.
And notice something else. I didn't give a specific time. When the time is not important, the experience is.
Let me try again. I've watched a documentary this weekend, and it's made me think differently about my routine.
That sounds very natural and very fluent. You're not just saying what you did, you're saying how it has affected you. Now, let's help our listeners even more. If someone asks you, "How has your weekend been?" you can start with a general feeling. It's been busy. It's been calm. It's been a bit stressful. Then you add one or two details. I've worked a lot. I've rested more than usual. I've learned something new.
And you don't need to say everything. English conversations are not exams.
Exactly. They're shared moments. You speak, the other person listens, and then they respond.
What about negative experiences? Can we still use the present perfect?
Of course, you can say, "I haven't slept well," or "I've felt tired," or "I haven't had much time for myself." This is real-life English.
I think this is what learners need most. Real examples they can copy and use today.
Yes, and here's a small challenge for you listening right now. Pause the video for a moment and say one sentence out loud about your weekend using "I've..." See? You've just practiced real English.
And the more you do this, the more natural it becomes. You've already started building confidence without even noticing it.
Before we finish, remember this. Grammar is not something you memorize. It's something you live. And you've lived the present perfect today.
If this conversation has helped you, please like the video, subscribe to English Insight Podcast, and keep learning with us.
And next time someone asks you about your weekend, don't panic. Just smile, breathe, and say, "It's been good. I've enjoyed it." And that's more than enough.